Hey guys, welcome back to another video on Games Edition. So in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Deepcool Matrexx 70 case. Now this isn't the RGB variant, but I've installed some RGB fans which are by Up Here, which are on Amazon, and I'll have those linked in the description. So let's get into the review. Okay, so what I'm going to be going through in this review are the pros, the cons, the aesthetics of the case, and whether you should buy it or not. Okay, so let's get started. Now the pros, this case aesthetically looks very, very good. So it does have a lot of glass panels, as you can see on the front, on the side obviously, and then it also has a glass panel inside. So you can see the sticker for the power supply. You can see the hard drive there. So it does have a lot of glass. But that leads me on to one of the major cons of the case. Now one of the major cons is the airflow. Now it's not really bad, but it is bad. So as you can see, there's a vent on this side. Let's get this to focus. There's one vent, and there's another on the other side. Can't get the camera there, but there's one vent on this side and one on the other, so one on each side. Now, because it has just a glass panel on the front, there's no airflow coming from here either. However, what they've done is they've put a button here, as you can see, it says open. Now, if you just want to increase the airflow slightly, that's possible by just pressing the button, and it'll release the panel. So you'll have a bit of extra airflow, as you can see. However, I'm not so keen on this, as you can see, it's stuck on with the double-sided tape. And I've had another case which you could do this with, and the double-sided tape ended up coming off from the bottoms here, and then the panel fell off soon after that. So I don't really trust using this method, but it's really easy to take out anyway. So let me just show you guys. You don't, so like normal cases, you'll have to go to the bottom here and yank it. Now this one, you don't do that. You come to the side, you press the open button, and then you simply just lift the panel off. There we are. Now you can see the fan there and my radiator that I've got mounted. And then to install it, you just got to line it up with these two holes and the two teeth there. So line that up. There we are. Make sure it's lined up. Now I have put a few fingerprints on this, but it's okay. And there we are. I should make that click sound. Okay, now moving on to filtration. So that filtration is another pro on this. It has a lot of filtration. So it's got one here for the top, as you can see. And it also has one here. However, I've taken it off so I could get some extra airflow. And it has another one which is for the power supply. So let me just pause the video so I can show you that. So as you guys can see, I've taken just a small piece of it out. You can see that there's a dust filter there for the power supply too. And the dust filter is actually quite long. So I think if you were to remove the panel, the glass panel there for the PSU and the hard drive cage, I'm pretty sure you can install some fans there. You can see there's a hole there for the fan. Can we get this to focus? There we are, right there. And I will open this case to show you some other things about it too. So that's one of the pros. Now let's open the case so that I can show you some more things within the case. Okay, so just before we get into the case, I'm going to show you guys how this actually opens. So you have one screw there, one thumb screw, and another thumb screw there. And you don't have any at the bottom because if you let go of this slowly, you can actually have it standing there. Now it is leaning against the speaker, but it can stand there. However, the plastic at the bottom does make a few cracking sounds, so not the best thing to trust. But if you want to do that, to just take a picture for Instagram or for a YouTube thumbnail, well, you can do that. And it's the exact same for the back panel too. So let's get this out. So you'll have to keep it at this kind of angle to actually get it out, because if it's too close to the side, it actually gets stuck in there and doesn't come out. So I'll be back once I've taken this off. Okay, just before we move on to the inside, I forgot to show you guys the I/O. So here's the front I/O. You got the power button. You got two USB 3.0s. You got one USB 2.0, a headphone microphone jack, and a reset button. Also, when the case is on sleep mode and when it's on, the buttons have an LED ring around them, so they light up. Right, let's get into the inside. So let's talk about radiator compatibility for the first thing. So as you can see, I've already got a radiator in here, which is a 240 millimeter radiator, and this case supports up to, you can see there's a fan there too, it supports up to a 360 millimeter radiator on the front. So it supports 360 millimeter radius on the front, and it also supports a 360 millimeter radius on the top. Now this does depend on your motherboard, so if your motherboard has some thick heat sinks there for the PCBs, that might not be possible. However, what they've done is, just let me remove this dust filter for you guys, they've actually made a separate row here to screen your fans. As you can see, I've actually screwed that one in wrong, but you can see there's a row here and a row here. Actually, I've actually screwed that there because it was actually touching the heatsink over there. And if you want it to be closer to the other side, well, you've got 3 rows there. As you can see, you go one there, one there, one there, and then you have 2 here for extra clearance against your motherboard. So let's get that dust filter back on. And the dust filter is magnetic, in case you were wondering. There we are. Okay, and then for the back, it supports a just normal 120 millimeter radiator or fan. Now for the top and side, you can put fans that are slightly bigger than 120 millimeters. As you can see, there's another roll there, so if you want to put a bigger fan, that is possible. Okay, now let me just get this on. Okay, we've got the panel on now. So let's talk about storage compatibility. So you can put up to 2 SSDs on the at the front on shore, and you can put up to 2 SSDs on the back, which I'm going to show you guys later, because I'm going to show you guys what the cable management is like on this case. So let's talk about the shroud bit. So if you buy the RGB variant of this case, it'll have an RGB strip in here. So this will illuminate in whatever RGB, in the stock RGB configuration or whatever you set it to. However, I didn't buy the RGB variant because I already had some RGB fans, so that wasn't necessary for me to get. Let's take off this so I can show you guys the shroud. Okay, there we are. So this is actually quite easy. You got this where's it gone? When you put this back in, it just slides into here and into there underneath the audio port. So all you do is lift it up slightly and push it forward. Ooh, why is it stuck? This always goes wrong. There we are. You just got to lift it up. It's because I've not taken this off in a long time, so it's probably stuck on the rubber there. And there we are. So as you heard just then, it is actual glass. It's not that plastic glass that you have on some cases, like the Corsair Carbide series. Let's take this fully out. There we are. Place that down. And there we are. So if you want to hide your cables, you've got plenty of space here to hide your cables for the cable management. And yeah, so what I was talking about earlier on was, if you remove this hard drive cage and you remove that glass box, you can actually put 2 fans here. So one there, you can see the mounting hole for one, and one right there. So you can see 1, 2, there's 2 underneath the cage, and then there's another one there, and somewhere there where all the cables are. So you can put up to 220mm fans there. Now it does not say that on the website, or if you go on the specification list for this case, so I don't think you're meant to do that, but you can. So let's move on to the back now that you know everything at the front. Another thing is, you've got up to, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you've got 7 expansion slots here. So that should be more than enough to do SLI, even though that's dead, and more than enough for any other card that you've got. And even if you need to add something like a Wi-Fi card or one of those capture cards that you directly put into the motherboard. Right, so let's move on to the back and talk about cable management. and the mounting places for the hard drive and SSD. And we're back. So earlier on I showed you guys the side panel on the opposite side, how it leans once you've taken the two screws off. So as you can see, it's the exact same with the back panel. It also leans, and it's just got the two screws at the top, two thumb screws. Exact same thing. It leans same as the front as the other side panel. Right, so let's take this off and look at cable management and stuff. So similar to the front one, other side panel, you just lift it up and it comes off. Right, so as you can see, because I had to take this apart for that client build, which is right there, the cables are a mess because I've had to take this apart a few times. So for cable management, it doesn't have anything fancy like the NZXT case or the case that I used in the gaming computer build. If you guys want to see that, I'll link that in the description too, or I'll link it in one of the iCards if I can. So cable management, as you can see, I've used a few of the Velcro ties here, a few zip ties, and you've got plenty of space here to put all your cables. The power supply I'm running is the VS 550 watt by Corsair. Been a great power supply so far. And let's talk about storage again. So you can put up to 2 hard drives here. As you can see, I've already got one there, 1 terabyte hard drive. It's not plugged in because I need to actually sort something out on it. And then you've got another area here. So let me just show you guys how this works. So let's take this cable out. So you have one thumb screw here, where you can actually use a screwdriver to take it out. As you can see, you just take the thumb screw off. Pretty easy to take off, and you don't have to tighten it a lot either. So once that's off, you can simply just, so there's a pull out place here, hold that, and there we are. The whole thing comes out. Now I'm not going to take it out all the way, actually we will take it out all the way. There we are. And this is metal, it's not plastic. How can I show you guys? That's metal. It's not a plastic one, so you don't have to worry about it getting bent or ruined. Or if you have a hard drive that gets really hot, it won't deform or anything. So you can see that it's got these rubber, let's get this to focus. It's got these rubber mounts here, so that if your hard drive does vibrate, or if it's not got, or if the health on it isn't that good, you won't have to worry about it vibrating in the case because it's got these rubber mounts. As you can see, well, actually, it doesn't have a rubber mount here. Oh, okay. So another thing you can do is, if you don't want to put your SSD here, you can put your SSD on the hard drive mount too. So this I actually didn't know. I just found out now with you guys. So you can put an SSD on the hard drive mounts too, on the hard drive cage mount. So that's another. So that's another pro. You can. So that means in total you can put up to 2, 4, 6. You can put up to 6 SSDs and 2 hard drives. So let's get this back in, and I'll be back once I've got it in. Okay, so as you can see, I've already got an SSD here. Now an SSD does go here, however I've mounted the fan controller there because I didn't want it mounted directly to the case. So if I need to quickly access it, all I have to do is take off that screw and I can take off the whole fan hub. So there is that. And for cable management, there's actually quite a lot of space in the back. So there's my finger, get this thing to focus, and we've actually got quite a lot of space there. So as you can see, I've got all these cables tucked in there so that they don't interfere with the back panel. And yeah, there's actually quite a lot of space here. So if you've got to tuck wires in between here, you can do that. There's plenty of space, plenty of clearance. And let's move on to the last bit, which is, should you buy this case? Okay, so finally, let's turn this thing on before I get to the last point, so you guys can see what it looks like. So let's turn the flash off and turn this thing on. So as you can see, if you've got a lot of RGB components and you just want to show them off, this is a really good case for that. So because I've got that bottom RGB fan there, and these fans are actually quite bright, I'll have them linked in the description if you want to buy them. They're on Amazon. It's actually illuminating the Deepcool logo. Right, so let's get on to the last point. Okay, so moving on to the last point. Should you buy this case, the Deepcool Matrexx 70? Now, if you're the type of person who wants this case to show off the internals of your case, of your computer, like the motherboard, GPU, the RGB fans, RGB SSD, you have them now, RGB RAM. If you wanted to just show off the internals, your components, then go ahead and buy this. It's a great case for just showing off your components. However, if you're a major airflow person, I wouldn't recommend this case because the airflow it's not terrible, but it's not the best either. However, if you're, like I said before, if you're the kind of person who just wants it to show off your internals, the components that you got inside, all the RGB, it's a good case. And down the line, if you decide that you need something that has better airflow, well, you don't have to really get another case. You can just take the front panel off, and that'll increase your airflow. And then when you don't want it, you can just put the front panel back on and it'll go back to looking amazing. Now let's talk about price. So currently in the UK, due to inflation with the pandemic and because of low stock, the price has gone up significantly. So I bought this case for £61 in the UK, and as you can see now, it's on sale. It's got Christmas offer on, but without the Christmas offer, it's actually £109, as you can see. This is in scan, so roughly whichever website you'll go on, it'll roughly be between 60 to 70 pounds, 60 to 80 pounds with the sale, and without the sale, 80 to around 100. So that's roughly what price range you're going to be getting this case in. However, if you're patient and you can wait, I'd recommend waiting for either the actual Christmas sales or Boxing Day, or just wait until next year when they're all actually back in stock fully, and the price will go down back to the original price, which was £69. So if you can be patient and wait, the best thing to do is do what I said. Just wait until they're all back in stock and the price goes back to normal. However, if you can't wait, just wait for the not the Black Friday sales, the Boxing Day sales, and you'll be able to get it then for a good deal without having any major regrets. So as I was saying, if you're the type of person who only cares about the aesthetics and only a little bit about cooling, well, this is the perfect case. And if you're going to overclock, you can easily just take the front panel off, and you'll get a lot of then you'll get the best airflow possible because there's nothing stopping it. Then you'll just get the best airflow. And if you're the kind of person who really cares about cooling, then definitely do not go with this case. Go with something like the AeroCool Atomic case, which I had in the gaming PC build. I'll have that linked in the description, like I said before, so if you want to see that video, feel free to watch it. If you guys like what we do around here, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Also, if you guys want to see other content, gaming content, or more computer content, or parts lists, or anything, let us know in the comment section down below. And if you like what we do, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.